Okay, so we've got a Mercedes-Benz. This is a 2004 E320. Now the problem with this car is that the trunk lid will not open, not from the remote key fob, not from the switch inside the front door.
Okay, we have to take the key.
Oh.
Turn it in with the latch. Opens.
Now the usually recommended procedure for this is to replace the hood latch mechanism, which is sitting right here. However, we've already done that since that's what everyone online says that you're supposed to do. And what was our result?
It did not work.
So in this video we're going to show you what you really have to do to fix a trunk that won't open from the key fob or the interior door switch when the new hood latch does not fix it. We're looking at the left side of the car right now, and the problem is right here at this hinge. There's a wiring harness that goes under this tie wrap. I'll try to come in a little closer. The wires exit this tie wrap, come this way, and of course what we found hidden under the tie wrap, the red wire is broken. This was coming up this way before. Coming through the tie wrap, it was very difficult to see, especially when the side panel was on. It's broken. Now let's see if this is going to fix it. What we've done is we've put a little alligator clip. We stripped the wires. They were also a little burned. We stripped the wires and we put just an alligator clip lead on it to see if this really is what's wrong with the car. So now we'll close the trunk and give it a shot. Go ahead. There we go. Door switch works. And there it goes. So that's your problem. Broken wires here. In our case it was on the left side of the trunk as you face the trunk. Now what we're going to do is splice that wire, and then we're going to put this all back together so that we can show you how it came apart. So we're halfway through the repair here. Now I've stripped and tinned the ends. If you look at the ends, you'll see that there's a little bit of solder. Put some solder on that wire. Put a little solder on this side. We're going to put a short extension in. This is about a 2-inch extension. So we've stripped and tinned that. And the procedure would be, we've got some heat shrink tubing that I've slid back on the wire. It's right up there. The procedure is you kind of hold this together now with a solder. Solder will join. Okay, we've got the wires soldered together now. And we have our heat shrink tubing slid up high. Jim, can you try to slide that over?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Now it's time to actually shrink that tubing and see how successful we are. And the trick is here, you want to keep the tubing horizontal. It won't work vertical. And you can't get too close to it. You just want it to shrink just a hair so that it stays on that wire and doesn't move. This was a good tight fit, so it's not going to take much. Okay.
Okay.
And that's it.
We notice that there is a black rubbing spot on the hinge where it has been rubbing against the wires have been rubbing against. You can see the black spot right here.
So how are we going to fix that?
Maybe we have to bring the wire. Well, that's one reason we put the extension on, and maybe we can get that wire pulled down a little bit more.
We're ready to put everything back together.
This is a button, or push button, and it goes in here, and then when we get it into the car we'll push that in. And also we have this other type of that goes down in here, but that's got threads on it, so you have to screw that in with a torque wrench.
Now I thought we would show the tool that we used. It's just a little plastic pry bar, and you get up under it and it pops this right out. Now it's important to note that the male and female parts all come out when you pop it. So the female pushes through from the outside along with the male.
And goes into this hole here.
Okay, we've got the panel pretty much in place. A couple things that we'll point out. There's a trunk lights are on the next piece we'll be putting in. You want to make sure that you get this trunk light wire. It's slid up, comes out through the top here. Now we'll try putting our first push pin into this hole. There we go, there's one. Now the second one is way up under here. It's up under the trunk lid. There's two. I'm going to show that this little pin has to go into a locator hole. And once you pop that into the locator hole, you should be ready to tighten it down, as Jim is going to do for us right now. Okay, next is this trim ring, which we taped up out of the way while we were working on this.
Taking that off. Just come down and okay, that's good enough.
Okay, this is the next piece to go back. It's just a piece of black styrofoam, and it sort of just lays down inside the trunk.
Over 2 bolts.
Okay, this is the next piece we put in.
And it has 5 or 6 holes that has to go in. And these little clips goes into these 6 holes. And we have 2 lights where the connector here goes in when we get the part into the car.
Okay. All right, let's see if we can't get that put in.
Okay.
We've got this in place now, and I want to point out that the top ridge of this plastic piece goes over this rubber. This rubber actually, there's another piece of rubber just like the one I'm pointing to inside the plastic ridge. So the plastic ridge bisects that rubber and rides on top of it. And once you get it in, it fits nice and smooth. You got a nice fit all the way around.
Now we're going to put these clips in. So this piece here goes in first and pushes in. Then this piece goes on top, which will spread. Okay, that's it. And that just goes right straight in here. And
okay.
fold that over. Put that in. And then push that up. And that's it.
And now, the moment of truth.
Okay.
Now that we have it all back together, let's test it again.
All right. Door switch.
Success.
Okay.
So what this video is showing you is what to do when you can't open the trunk using the door switch or the key fob and a new lock doesn't fix it. Now if you play this video in reverse, you'll see all the steps that are necessary to take it apart and fix your broken wire, which in our case was on the left side here. So I wish somebody had made this video a few days ago before we started this project, and Jim spent $100 or more on this lock. And I want to thank you for watching. Hope you find it useful.